heard from these guys on our President's Day show. And for my money, nobody puts historical facts to a catchy dance tune quite like they do. Here's They Might Be Giants, and a story about a Belgian painter named James Ensor. I'll give you some of the facts afterwards, and you can judge the veracity of the song for yourself.
Meet James Ensor, Belgium's famous painter. Dig him up and shake his hand, appreciate the man. Before there were junk stores, before there was junk, he lived with his mother and the torments of Christ. The world was transformed, a crowd gathered round, pressed against his window so they could be the first to meet James Ensor, Belgium's famous painter. Raise a glass and sit and stare, understand the man. He lost all his friends, he didn't need his friends. He lived with his mother and repeated himself. The world has forgotten, the world moved along. The crowd at his window went back to their homes. Meet James Ensor. Meet James Ensor, Belgium's famous painter. Dig him up and shake his hand, appreciate the man.
There's They Might Be Giants, number one group at Mensa, and the story of James Ensor. He was a Belgian painter. He did repeat himself. He did lose his friends. And he did live with his mother, a lovely woman. He was part of the avant-garde group called the 20. He was actually the group's founder and leader, but he had sharp differences of opinion with the other group members. He showed his work with them until 1888, until some of his paintings, such as the entry of Christ into Brussels, were rejected as scandalous, and the 20 disbanded. You see, he did lose his friends. All the facts are there in the song, folks. In the later years of his life, he wrote music, he designed sets for ballets, and never stopped painting, holding a brush until his death at the age of 89. A rich life, a long life. Kind of a short song, though.
Oh, Bobby.
He did live with his mother.
What?
He lived with his mother.
I swear I have your mic on. I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me?
No,
I can.
Okay.
It's just my sweet Bob Dylan impersonation you
This
can't
is
hear.
So quiet. Soft-spoken guy.
He did live with his mother.
That's better.
He did. His mother.
Mother.
Came to me in zombie form.
No Leslie Hall. Halloween's over, Tim.
By the way, good morning. This is Shuffle Function. I'm Shy Boy Tim.
My name is Shelley. We have guests in the studio. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves? Our yearly visit.
I'm Chantel.
And I am Tom.
They are our day sponsors for the day here
That's
on
right.
Shuffle Function. And
That can only mean one thing. What? 12 hours of They Might Be Giants on the radio, starting now.
or they're celebrating Lovin' Day.
Oh, that's
True.
true, too.
It's kind
That
of
was in June.
it's kind of a combo now.
Okay.
Okay. Well, it is a sort of lovin'. We're loving on TMBG today for 12 hours. It's They Might Be Playing They Might Be Giants Day. And requests are already starting to roll in.
They are, which is fantastic. Good morning to all the They Might Be Giants fans around the world. I hope that everybody's waking up to a good morning. It's a foggy morning, although I didn't see too much of it in town, but it's a full moon, and you can definitely see that it's foggy out around the moon. It's 31 degrees outside, though. Did you have frost on the car?
Weapons grade frost.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was nasty.
Oh, well, I feel bad for you, but
You shouldn't.
very fortunate to have a
This
garage.
is not my first They Might Be Playing They Might Be Giants Day.
No, it's your, I guess this is your guys' 10th?
Yeah, this is the 11th celebration.
It's
Right.
But the
it's
first-
my 11th.
It's,
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
It's your
First
guys'
year,
10th.
Shelley was solo.
So I get the all the seniority around here. I get to choose the seat that I sit in, which is always, I guess, going to be this one.
But I benefited from nepotism, so you all answer to me. But we are taking requests. You can text them to 507-389-5678, and we'll see what we can do for you. We only have 12 hours.
You could call, too.
Well, I mean, you could do that, too.
Yeah. Keep Tim on his toes.
It's not like I don't have a million other things to deal with here.
Texting
But
is just
sure.
simpler.
It is going to be 54 today, partly cloudy, 54 tomorrow as well, with some wind. Sunday now is 52 and sunny. So that's the day to be fully recovered from 12 hours of radio and maybe actually put that lawnmower to bed for the winter that you've been talking about for the last month, Shelley. Monday and Tuesday has rain, and boy, the mention of snow is all gone. Not an S word in sight in the 10-day forecast. Monday 50 with an inch of rain. Tuesday 48 with a little bit of rain in the morning. Wednesday 33, Thursday 36. Next weekend, 38 with some partly cloudies. So I don't know what the temperature is where you guys are tuning in, but here that is about what we're up to.
Yeah. Be sure to say where you're at when you send in your request. We'd love to hear that.
Please do.
Yeah, so far, they're rolling in as we speak, but so far people have been. So,
Nice.
yeah, because we'd like to know where you guys are from. We no longer keep the big world map and that kind of thing just because we've done it so much. And it's kind of nice not to have the stress of like begging to Rhode Island or
Who needs that?
France.
Rhode Island loves
France.
it.
Yeah.
But I'm over it.
for requests, and so it's nice to have that. But we still like to know where folks are tuning in this morning, and or this wherever it is in your time zone. So yeah, let us know where you're texting from, and of course we'll be basically just one big community for the next 12 hours.
That's
so
right.
make yourself at home. Feel free to share whatever thoughts that you have.
Share photos of your cats and dogs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We'd like to see
that.
those.
We'd like to, and I also like to look at photos of what people are looking at while they're listening.
Yes.
So if they're working at home, what their view looks like, or if they're working in an office and they're lucky enough to have a window. We don't have a window in here. A view of that. It's always fun for me to see that. But we always like to tune or turn things over to Tom for the social medias, because that is your duty for the day, I believe. Or is it changed?
Well, if it isn't, then I don't know who's doing it.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's my duty.
Okay.
So the key thing to remember here, if you forget everything else, is TMBG.love. This is the website. This is This is the hub. Like all day here, keep your radio in one ear, and in the other ear, keep TMBG.love.
Yes.
Yes. So everything we talk about, that's where you want to go. But as far as photos, like what Tim and Shelley were just talking about, you can post them on your social medias, but tag us. Tag TMBG.love. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Tumblr, Mastodon, Blue Sky, way too many things. If you tag us, we'll see it, and I'll share it on the website.
Okay.
And the dot is spelled out in those tags, correct?
Yes. Well, and if you go to TMBG.love, the social medias are there.
Okay,
So
there you go.
you'll find everything you need. There's a million things to talk about. But
what do I
that's-
click on there? There's vote, news, store, about, stories, playlist, KMSU, TMBG country.
Click everything.
But
All of
what
them.
do I click to get to those links?
If you, from the homepage, it's not there.
The about.
Wow.
What?
The about.
What?
Question.
I'm already
But-
burnt.
And they
Go to about,
might.
Go to about. Okay.
About.
and then scroll to the bottom.
Okay.
Or if you're in Canada, go to a boot.
Yeah,
There you go.
that's right. Go to
Thank
a
you.
boot. Most pages will have our our social media links on the bottom.
Okay.
But yeah, so find us there, tag us in stuff. That's my job, is to kind of monitor the social medias, collect pictures, and they'll be posted on the website.
All right.
And another key thing is Chantil will be maintaining the playlist. So you can see the playlist. That's one of the main links there on the homepage. Also in the playlist, that's where we're sharing the photos. So if you go to playlist, you'll see we have photos will be grouped by pets, food, views, whatever.
Okay.
So that's
tattoos.
Awesome.
That's where all that
why
stuff
not?
will go. So it's there. You'll find it. There's a million things
Cool.
to see and do.
Crafts. Did you say crafts? You
Crafts.
Art.
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 Arts and
Arts
crafts.
and crafts.
We accept both.
Okay.
And I haven't asked until right now, so it's a good time to bring it up live on the radio. Are we accepting stories too this year?
Oh, yes. Yes, please submit your stories. We already have several, probably at least 10 stories that we'll be interspersing here and there throughout the day. So please send in your heartwarming stories, because that's one of my most favorite things about this day, is to hear how the band has touched you in some way or brings back memories.
Yeah, so that's at tmbg.love, and then click on stories.
All right.
All right.
Mm-hmm. And we should mention this right off the bat. This year is a little bit different because the Johns won't be calling in live. They are, of course, as I think everybody knows, touring overseas right now, and it's just easier with their schedule if they did a pre-recorded interview with Tim and I. So we did that just, a week and a half ago?
A few weeks ago, yeah.
And we'll be airing those at 9 o'clock for John Flansburgh and 1 o'clock for John Linnell. That is Central Standard Time. So adjust your clock accordingly.
We will be giving you a heads up on the air.
I can't help you whatsoever with the math. But,
no. We'll be giving you a heads up on the air when it's getting close, so you can plan around that if you're not big on time zone math.
Yeah. And they're both just a smidge over an hour. So they were very generous with their time once again.
Yep.
And so that's a little bit different than the years past, but yet I honestly didn't think that they would even have time to do any of that. So because those
so
guys
generous
are
with
so
time.
busy.
We're just honored that they call us at all.
No kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
And they're in Nottingham.
Oh, yeah.
And we were wondering what food Man Camp might have.
Man, whatever it is, he is getting stuffed right now.
I bet.
But we should explain what Man Camp
we
is.
need to explain Man Camp.
Yeah, well, Man Camp the hamster is the hamster that runs our texting machine.
It's very high tech.
It
so
is.
Don't let your eyes glaze
It's
over.
a black budget government program, and he's down in the basement, and whenever your texts come in, a light goes off and he hops on his hamster wheel and runs really, really fast until the texts shoot upstairs here to KMSU Studios. And he gets a treat whenever that happens. And so every time you text your requests, that's an added bonus because Man Camp the hamster gets a little treat.
Mm-hmm. It's got to fuel the machine, you know.
That's right.
So he's getting cider and pork pies.
Cider
and pork pies.
Because that's what they eat in Nottingham.
Is he wearing a pork pie hat down there?
Maybe so. I bet he's very jaunty.
I bet after the end of the day, he's going to have just so many pork pies around. There's just
so many
just
pork
an
pies.
inadvertent
He's just going to switch to ska after this is done.
Well, should we get into the music? Oh, do we want to make any kind of manifestos or proclamations to
Yes.
sponsors?
We probably should read the manifesto.
Yes.
I'm going to go to the website, the About section. Jeez. Read along with me. Okay, here's the manifesto.
All right.
Today's They Might Be Giants Day sponsors, Tom and Chantil, believe in 3 basic truths. 1, TMBG is the greatest band in America. 2, KMSU is the second greatest radio station in America. 3, James Ensor, Belgium's famous painter, died on this day 75 years ago. If no radio station has ever before dedicated an entire day to playing They Might Be Giants, then we as a society need to ask ourselves not only why, but also who and what?
Yes. Important questions raised.
Yes.
Did you write that the second year?
Must have been.
But
'Cause,
okay.
yeah, must have been the second year.
I think it was.
But yeah, this is a 75th anniversary of James Ensor's passing. So
I'm kind of surprised you don't have that just tattooed on your arm.
I should.
Here it is.
I should.
It might hurt, but that is a lot. Maybe the manifesto gets shorter.
Maybe, yeah. Could tighten
Abbreviated.
that up. Yeah.
Abridged.
RE Manifesto, and then just a little.
Yeah.
Well, are you ready to start playing some requests?
Yes.
Our first request that came in this morning is from Stella in Sweden.
Wow.
And she requested a self-called Nowhere.
Nice.
So I queued that up when I got up here, and the CD player has gone to sleep.
Oh, no.
So let's gently wake it up. It might take a second here. There we go.
I'm sitting on the curb of the empty parking lot of the Star, where they let me play the organ. I'm waiting for my ride, but I want to wait inside the store where they let me play the organ. But I'm thinking of a wooden chair in the room at the top of the stair, and I'm looking down the stairwell at the vanishing dawn on the map of the spot. Let me take you there. The dotted line surrounding the mind of a self-called nowhere. It's a thing named it in a bottomless pit. You can't see it there. The sunken head that lies in the bed of a self-called nowhere. Standing in my yard where they tore down the garage to make room for the torn down garage. I'm looking for my car, but I must have sold my car when I needed to buy an electric organ. But I'm thinking of a wooden chair in the room at the top of the stair, and I'm looking down the stairwell at the vanishing dawn on the map of the spot. Let me take you there. The dotted lines surrounding the mind of a self-called nowhere. It's a thing named it in a bottomless pit. You can't see it there. The sunken head that lies in the bed of a self-called nowhere. Vanishing dawn on the map of the spot. Let me take you there. The dotted lines surrounding the mind of the self-called nowhere. It's a thing needed in the bottomless pit. You can't see it there. The sunken head that lies in the bed of the self-called. I go. I still remember the time when there was nothing to know or to think about except the sound of my mind and the sound from outside. Sense around down at the bottom, sensible to even sternum, and the wild first spoke to me. Sense around. If Mom had known she was expecting, she might have gone to see Jaws instead of picking the film where the sound effects came right up through the floor. And I'd be differently formed, sense around down at the bottom, sensible to even sternum, and the wild first spoke to me. Sense around. Accidentally in a coal mine it was found when I accidentally got too far down and found the sense around. I still don't know who conceived it or where they got the idea, but there it was anyhow by the exit sign, a woofer covered in wood to shake the room when it should. Sense around down at the bottom, sensible to even sternum, made the fakeness realistic when the action went ballistic. 1 degree shy of sadistic, and the wild first spoke to me in sense around. If I could swim under the water without having to breathe, if I could follow the trail to the ocean floor, I think I'd know what there'd be down there waiting for me. Sense around down at the bottom, sensible to sternum, made the fakeness realistic when the action went ballistic. 1 degree shy of sadistic, and the wild first spoke to me and sense around.
Got to get that last to the final note.
Yeah. Yep. Sense around. Going out to Chris in Florida. Before that, man, it's so loud in here for Paul in Ontario. And a self-called
request.
Yeah, no doubt. You can't go wrong with a Mink Car request. And a self-called nowhere for Stella in Sweden.
Getting the ball started this morning.
Right.
And coming up on the bottom of the hour already. And you have some special requests that you would like to play.
We do. We have some young fans here in southern Minnesota. We have Harper. No, first we're going to play Lily's from Lake Crystal, Minnesota, and she would like Science is Real. And then we're going to play...
Science is what?
Real.
Real good then.
Real good, yeah. And then for Harper in Lake Crystal and Ezra in Fairmont, we're going to play Electric Car. And then to wrap it up, for Hezekiah in Fairmont, we're going to play the guitar.
You mean Hezekiah?
Yes.
Hezekiah. That's just fun to say.
It's like halfway
is.
through the name, I'm expecting you to switch gears. Right.
Hezekiah.
Yeah.
And who are these young people?
These are our granddaughters and our nephews.
Oh.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We're starting the next generation of fans.
Yes.
Well, and I love that three of your grandkids chose songs off of Science. Here Comes Science.
Mm-hmm.
Because we love science.
We do
Okay.
love science, and we love all the listeners around the world. They might be playing, they might be Giants Day.
Yes.
And it's so great to hear from so many of you already, only a half hour into this 12-hour extravaganza. And if you have requests, Text them to 507-389-5678. Get Man Camp the hamster that runs our texting machine a treat.
And it doesn't hurt to say that, we're getting a ton of requests.
Mm-hmm.
So be patient with your requests.
Right.
And also, I tend to just try to play the song once. So if at some point during the day somebody's requesting something we've already played, sorry.
We might not get it into the playlist.
But unless it's something that has a really cool alternate version of it.
Right.
But still,
because even though
there's so many requests, I really try to keep everything singular with the songs.
That's the thing. We're on for 12 hours, and yet that's still not nearly enough time to play everything that needs to get played.
Oh, no.
So,
Yeah.
got to make room for some unique requests.
Yeah, and if it's a really obscure request, I just don't play stuff off of YouTube clips.
Right.
That's just not what I do. So I apologize if you're not going to hear something that you sent a YouTube clip for. We're not that kind of station. But I do appreciate your requests. And, one way to find out if somebody if somebody's already requested it and we've played the song that you want to hear is to look at the playlist. You can go to kmsu.org and see what's playing right now. Or you can go to tmbg.love.
Yeah, tmbg.love/playlist. And Chantel is maintaining that. Yep, it's searchable. So,
and what are you up to, Tom? What's going on? Are people awake?
It's just kicking back.
Are the socials blowing up?
just eating pastries, drinking coffee. It's cool, yeah, people. So on the playlist, that's kind of where a lot of the action is. On the hour one playlist, you can comment on what's happening. So it's kind of cool. There's already a little activity there, and people are already tagging us in some photos. We got
awesome.
We got some selfies. We got some
cool.
some artwork. So yeah, go to the playlist, and you'll see blog posts for the hour
playlist,
and then also different art. Show us your art. Show us your whatever.
Oh, I got them right here.
Well,
show us your view.
whatever.
Show us your sway.
I love
Show
it.
us yourself. Show us your pets. Show us your food. Show us your art.
And you do that by tagging us on social media, and I will scour the interwebs and find it and share it.
All right.
Crawling the web like
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Just like Spider-Man.
You listeners out there, you have no idea how accurate that is. How many years did you wear that Spider-Man costume?
So many.
So many years, and it's weird. It shrunk every year.
Huh.
Until I couldn't wear it anymore.
Did it shrink or did you grow?
It definitely shrunk.
Okay.
I'm sure it was
For
just, it was
sure.
the costume, not Tom.
Tom,
And they just don't make
They don't
Spider-Man
make them.
outfits
No,
anymore.
no.
Oh,
Very unpopular.
Tom is the poster boy for getting the most bang for your buck with a Halloween costume. So I don't know how many variations. I think one of the last ones you had was Ben Bradley Spider-Man.
It began to get a little obscure.
Yeah. Well, it all started, we were in the costume store, and he's like, I want to get this Spider-Man costume. I'm like, you're not going to wear that. He's like, I am going to. And he sure did. He showed me.
I'll show you over and over.
Did you ever just wake up on a Sunday and be like, I'm going to wear this suit around the house today and watch football?
I might have, but
Some people never get out of your jammies. You just
Yeah.
never get out of the Spider-Man suit.
Got to be ready for action.
I was punk rock Spider-Man. I was farmer Spider-Man. Ben Bradley Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man on a Hawaiian vacation.
Yeah, we just
Farmer
Did you,
Spider-Man.
Did you ever just wear it underneath your clothes in case?
I did.
So in case
little
somebody,
secret.
you're just out in public and somebody doesn't go, is there a doctor I needed? Is there a Spider-Man?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have my costume in the other room. I should put that on at some point. Get a picture of me
Oh, sure. Yeah.
playing They Might Be Giants.
It's awesome.
It is.
Yeah.
If it's the one I'm thinking of, was it the one you wore this year?
This year?
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
boy.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's get into the grandkids' requests. And we're going to, like you said, start with Lily's request. And she requested Science is, what is it?
Real.
Science is real. From the Big Bang to DNA. Science is real. From evolution science. The facts are with science. Science is real. Science is real. Science is real. Science is real. From anatomy to geology. Science is real. From astrophysics to biology. A scientific theory isn't just a hunch or guess. It's more like a question that's been put through a lot of tests. And when a theory emerges consistent with the facts, the proof is with science. The truth is with science. Science is real. Science is real. Science is real. Science is real.
Electric car on road so dark, to change the end, rewrite the start. Electric car, so good so far. Electric car on verdant green, invent a turn, invent a dream. Electric car, the new machine.
Let's take a ride in an electric car to the west side in an electric car. How can you deny an electric car? Won't you take a ride with me? Come on and take a ride with me.
Electric car beside the tree, roll past the dock, roll past the sea. Electric car, roll silently. Electric car on road so dark, to change the end, rewrite the start. Electric car, so good so far.
Let's take a ride in an electric car to the west side in an electric car. How can you deny an electric car? Won't you take a ride with me? Come on and take a ride with me. Not diesel, steam, or gasoline. Let's unconscious thing you do. When you turn around to look, it's gone behind you on its face. It's wearing your confused expression where your eyes don't go. Where your eyes don't go, a part of you is hovering. It's a nightmare that you'll never be discovering. You're free to come and go, or talk like Curtis Blow, but there's a pair of eyes in the back of your head. Every jumbled pile of person has a thinking part that wonders what the part that isn't thinking of. Should you worry when the skull head is in front of you, or is it worse because it's always waiting where your eyes don't go? Where your eyes don't go, a part of you is hovering. It's a nightmare that you'll never be discovering. You're free to come and go, or talk like Curtis Blow, but there's a pair of eyes in back of your head. His broomstick arms and does a parody of each unconscious thing you do. When you turn around to look, it's gone morbid material telling you what to do. It's only tea leaves. Stop being dramatic. Next thing you'll be saying that I've been hallucinating you all along. Everyone has got a feeling in the gut. You can't just tune it out. Don't look at me like that. Stop being dramatic. Next thing you'll be saying that I've been hallucinating you all along. Everyone has got an alien in the gut. Someday it will emerge. Don't look at me like that. Middleburg Police Department, how may I direct your call? Please speak more slowly. I'm only getting every other word. Person I don't recognize, motioning to roll down the window. I'm only getting every other word. That is crazy. You're completely crazy. Pretty soon you'll be telling me that you've had enough and you're leaving me. Next thing you will say, I've been hallucinating you all along. Pretty soon you'll be telling me that you've had enough and you're leaving me.
Two requests almost on top of each other from Chicago.
Yeah, Apophenia for Sable and Authenticity Trip from Medley. And then before that, it was Where Your Eyes Don't Go for Mel in Chattanooga and Matthew in Indiana.
Chattanooga!
Do you want to handle the grandkids
Yes.
and nephews?
Yes. Before that, there was the guitar for nephew Hezekiah in Fairmont, Minnesota, and electric car for granddaughter Harper in Lake Crystal and nephew Ezra in Fairmont. And before that, Science is Real for Lily in Lake Crystal.
Good picks, everyone.
Yeah, and I have been sitting here writing furiously all of these requests, and I am up to 609 requests in the morning. So
Wow.
Shelley's about 40 minutes behind for requests, but that's just kind of the way it goes.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So appreciate your patience, and I love a lot of everybody's just so excited that this is happening again this year, and so happy to be listening in. So I'm loving all the positivity that we're getting from folks.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it because some people could use a little things to look forward to and a
Some
nice day ahead of
positivity
them.
in their day.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a nice thing to wake up to, knowing that one, it's a lot of work, but at the same time, it's so much fun to hear from people. And so thank you for all the requests coming in. And again, just be patient. I'd say if you honestly need to hear something right now, what's the best way to get a hold of us? Call.
Well, I suppose, yeah.
Call and give a compelling right now story to Tim.
It's really got to be compelling.
Yep.
I'm telling you. Put
Yeah.
that theater degree to use. Because we've got a lot of requests here.
Yeah.
So I need to be moved, maybe not scared.
No threatening.
Yeah, that's nice.
Feel some warm fuzzies.
Yeah,
and go,
there you go.
507-389-5678 is the number to call or text us. And you said that we're getting a lot of pictures coming.
Yeah, it's really cool. We got pictures of views and swag, and there's
look at
people selfies, and I got a pet in there. Got some art. Yeah, it's really cool.
I love it.
And Chelly, you said that someone texted in.
Yes.
Lee,
Some swag.
Lee in Cape Girardeau. Unfortunately,
Yes.
we can't get from the texting machine to the website. So if you want to share it with the world, please tag it on social media, or you can also email stuff to ask@tmbg.love, and I can get stuff there if you're not on social media. If you're an amazing person who is not on social media,
Congratulations to you.
Yeah, so you can email to ask@tmbg.love.
Okay.
So they were wearing their TMBG Country
Oh, yeah.
T-shirt.
They just sent a picture of it on a hanger. So
Oh,
it looks like it's such a prized possession that
Well,
they do not wear it.
I'm assuming they have one to display and one
Well,
to wear
sure.
about. when they're peacocking.
I did that. I did
That's
that.
wise.
One to keep and one to wear when they went on sale.
Yeah.
I will say, if there's something that you really want to share, it's pictures of our TMBPTMBG swag, because, we made that, and it's cool to see people have it.
Well, I'm wearing the OG TMBPTMBG shirt.
I am wearing my instant fan club executive super boss shirt from the IFC.
Someone is better than all of us.
I have to say, I'm looking at the selfies photos that people have sent in, and 2 out of 3 show KMSU in the picture.
Oh, that's so
Yes.
awesome.
Also,
I love
Not to
it.
say that there's anything wrong with that third one, because that is an awesome poster you are standing in front of. But
Yeah, like you don't have to write KMSU on
no,
your forehead, but if you do,
talking to you, Elizabeth, I can't tell from here if Zach has KMSU on his head. But and boy, are you already out in line for the show?
yeah, people say they're in line already.
Look,
Okay.
I mean,
That's
I thought
dedication.
when they were at First Avenue, I thought that we got there really early, and we were nowhere close to the front of the line. So I applaud the They Might Be Giants fans for being so hardy and getting in line early and
Like
just hanging out and being
6 hours
awesome.
early. That's kudos.
Yeah, very impressive.
I can't help but notice that Show Us Your Food has a lot of pictures of like cabins, like a cabin.
That's the indicator that nothing has been submitted yet. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
the
So
default.
are those like liminal spaces? Is that what they call that?
It's of a cabin. Were you at this cabin or something? Are these your
Stock
vacation
photos.
pictures?
that is courtesy of Squarespace.
Oh,
Okay.
I was hoping maybe someone would send in pictures of cider and pork pie from Nottingham.
a little early.
Hint, hint.
Oh no, it's not early in the
It's
day
not
for
early.
that.
No, it's like
not over
almost
there.
1 o'clock, I think.
They
afternoon.
could have been having that for lunch.
Okay. Well,
I mean, man camp is.
we've got goals to get in the next 12 hours.
Right.
Where can folks send that to again?
Just we're on the social medias. We're on Facebook,
Oh, that's right.
Instagram.
Yep,
all
you
of
have to.
all of them.
You have to do what the kids call tag
You
yourself.
gotta tag us.
All of the
And-
lesser evil social medias.
And if you want to find out what our social medias are, just go to the website, go to tmbg.love, and you'll find it. You'll find it.
So let's get back into the request and play this one to the top of the hour. Seb, your request has a swear word in it. So
Rare
I can't
insight.
say
No
that.
can do.
I passed the test, I believe, FCC, so lay off of me for the rest of the day. So we're going to hear Scott's request in South Carolina. This is a good one. This is Sleeping in the Flowers.
I got a crush. Coffee shop clerk. But she won't look up at me. Don't want to be known as the freak who just
Programming on 89.7 The Maverick is supported in part by the Minnesota Department of Veterans Affairs, serving Minnesota veterans and their families. MDVA wants to remind Minnesotans that November is National Veterans and Military Families Month. Be sure to thank a veteran for their service, commitment, and the sacrifices they've made to protect our country.
You're listening to local independent public radio, The Maverick, KMSU FM NHD Mankato, KMSK Austin, broadcasting from the campus of Minnesota State University, Mankato. Big ideas, real world thinking.
All opinions expressed during the following program are those of the hosts and not of KMSU, KMSK, its underwriters, Minnesota State University, Mankato, or the public at large. Thank you.
But I listen to Shuffle Function with Shy Boy, Tim, and Shelly. Enemies of commercial radio. Their show is almost as good as sleep. It's pop music as pornography. Shuffle Function.
Can you find the hidden H where it's hiding? Is it on the ground or in the sky or part of something here? Does it fit somewhere inside? Is there somewhere it can hide? Can you find it? Can you find it? Can you find it? There it is. Where's the secret R? Can you see it? Is it in the train or on the tracks or at the station house? Is the R inside the tree? Where, oh, where can it be? Can you find it? Can you find it? Can you find it? There it is. Where is the L? Is it under the chair? Is it growing in the hair? Where could it be? We have looked everywhere, and I'm sorry to say that it's parts of the H which isn't fair.
Now where are you hiding, D?
You're never gonna find me. But my question to you is, W, where are you hiding?
I have no idea. I've been looking everywhere.
Where is the M? Is it invisible? Or is that against the rules? Where can it be? Well, it's right in front of you, and I'll give you a clue. It's an upside down W. There are letters everywhere in this picture. There's a B, an F, a Z, an X, a P, an O, a Y. There's a sideways letter Q, the aforementioned W. Can you find them? 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 Here they are.
Going out to Charles in Abilene, Texas. Mm-hmm. That was Can You Find It from the ABCs
on 89.7 The Maverick. And before that, Sleeping in the Flowers, going out to Scott in South Carolina.
And good morning again, everybody. Welcome to hour number 2.
Hour number 2 already.
Of They Might Be Playing, They Might Be Giants. Or Shuffle Function.
Right.
Whichever one you want to do.
Look, all you need to know is that for the next 11 hours, we're going to be playing They Might Be Giants right here on KMSU.
Is it crunch time already?
Whether you're listening at 89.7 or 91.9 91.3 FM, or on the KMSU app, or streaming us wherever you get your streams. We're happy that you're joining us today for this most wondrous of radio days, and we are getting so many requests. This is to be expected.
This is
that
fun,
is
though.
the usual on a day like this, and we couldn't be happier. There's really no place we'd rather be.
I'm afraid to see how many that I'm behind, simply because I don't want to lose where I am in place. But at some point I will. But I love the overwhelming positivity in all of the text messages. Everybody's so excited, and I love it when people say, this is my 3rd year tuning in, or this is my 8th year tuning in, or my 1st year, I just heard about it. It's very exciting to think that word is getting out about this day, because it really is all about having fun with like an amazing band that also wants to have fun
and such
gives us so much joy in our lives,
and such an incredible fan base. Some of the kindest people I think I've ever met are They Might Be Giants fans, and it's just a wonderfully positive. It makes sense that a wonderfully positive fan base would exist around such a wonderfully positive and intelligent band.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now we should introduce ourselves again. My name is Shelley.
I am Shy Boy Tim.
I'm Chantil.
And I'm Tom.
And Tom and Chantil are our day sponsors here on KMSU. And this is what they choose to do with their day off. Woohoo! I'm assuming you have the day off.
Can you imagine?
Are you going to be working from
I got to get that email out, man.
Chantil?
I have to DocuSign it.
Do I need to call in sick for you?
I have a fever.
Make it in.
Yes.
I'm playing radio.
Chantil's on the radio right now. She just played James Insuller.
Yes.
A lovely woman.
He did live with his mother.
A lovely woman. That's my favorite part. But thank you for all the...
Put one in the jar.
One snort.
One in the snort jar. Dang it. All right.
Putting it on my things I need to do when we pause for the interview with John Flansburgh at 9 o'clock Central Time.
That's right.
2 hours from now, wherever you are. That should be the same.
Yep.
It should be.
Set your countdown clock.
I can't promise it. I think it gets weird when you go to Australia with time. Doesn't it bend a little bit?
It goes backwards
backwards,
because it's south of the equator.
So it's 2 hours yesterday.
It's actually yesterday.
Get in your TARDIS and then set it for 9 a.m. Central Time and transport yourself there.
Okay.
There you go. You know, they're bigger inside than out.
They are.
TARDISes?
Yeah.
Or Australia?
And Australia.
Too. Both.
I wonder if we have some Australia listeners.
Yes.
Text maybe
us.
folks who just went and saw the band tour because they just got back from there not so long ago. If you are just tuning in and joining us, we're doing this for, like Tim said, for another 11 hours. And there is... of course, we're in here just frantically getting all the names and everything down. But hopefully you guys are joining forces online as well. I haven't had a chance to look at some chat rooms. Of course, TMBG.love is where Tom is hanging out. And I would encourage you to go hang out there as well. But... Miscellaneous Tea, I know in the past they usually have a running something or other going on. Is that happening?
I haven't had a chance to look anywhere like that.
Let's see. Yep. In fact, I'm seeing some swag.
Fantastic!
Right off the bat there. So, I just love that there's just all these communities that are just hanging out with each other all day long. And honestly, I have yet to meet They Might Be Giants fan that's kind of like somebody I wouldn't want to hang out with for a while.
Shelley is the They Might Be playing They Might Be Giants Will Rogers today.
Sure. But there's so many opportunities for you to just hang out and get involved throughout the day. I will say the one thing about doing these interviews with the Johns in advance is that I know what's coming. And I will just say with both interviews, there are moments where I think people are going to be going, wait, what? I got to find it. And I can't, I'm really hoping that maybe some of the things that are spoken of pop up by the end of the day, because we have so many people listening in that we can mind hive it and find some answers or some sources. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to some blushing that I know is going to be happening in the studio.
Uh-oh.
She's not talking about me.
Nope.
Does it get racy?
Nope.
This
a
is
little saucy?
This is why she's wondering if Australia's listening, because it's TMBG After Dark.
Oh.
No. So like we mentioned before, Flansburgh's interview is at 9:00 this morning. Linnell's is at 1:00, and those guys were very generous with their time again. Honestly, I feel like they would keep talking to us if we weren't like, it's been an hour. I know you're busy. We should let you go. But very generous with their time. So do be sure you hang out for that. That'll give me a chance to sit here and just write out all the requests too.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that. Do a little catch up. But anything going on in the TMBG.love Facebook?
Lots of great.
Is anybody going to TMBG country?
I don't know. I haven't really been promoting it. It's sort of there. People want to just discover it on their own. It's like a virtual world that there's stuff you can poke around at, and I don't know.
I like poking around at stuff.
Is it easy to get into now?
It's all open.
Okay, so you don't need a password.
Don't need it's all on the website. It's all public. So that's the test. If you can figure out
how to get in
there,
then you can get in.
Then you're a winner. So this is kind of a black ops operation here. This is like
wait.
on the down low.
Let me do this. We're in.
Did it work that easy? Yep. I feel like I could do that. I didn't take typing in high school, but I feel like I'm up to that.
Hello? Hello?
Are you not in?
Oh, I'm in.
He's in.
I just don't think anybody else is.
Oh, okay.
He's just wandering around by himself.
Oh, so you mean if Tim is in there, other people can be in there too?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Up to 50 people at a time.
Everybody's going to have to wait because I'm not done yet. Hello?
Wow. Okay. So that's at tmbg.love. Go to This is TMBG Country.
This is what's going to happen. Somebody else is going to show up, and I'm going to close that window.
Oh, no.
You're not called Shy Boy for a reason?
Don't make me interact in a virtual world, too.
Don't break the internet.
Honestly.
Well, we have got a request coming up for Jackie in Indianapolis with Buckle Down Winsaki. On deck, we'll hear requests from Arkansas, D.C., Phoenix, Michigan, etc. So many people checking in this morning, and it's just fantastic. And if you need to hear your request right now and you have a sob story to stop the presses,
melt Tim's heart.
Call 507-389-5678. I will say he does not cry easily.
I am tough as nails this morning. I'm out of coffee, so
give it a shot.
Uh-oh.
You're out of coffee already?
Yeah. You know how that happened?
You drank it?
I drank it.
Oh boy, you better go to some TMBG country to find. Is there a coffee machine in TMBG country?
Should have made a little coffee shop.
Set 'em up,
Joe. All right, this is Buckle Down Winsaki.
If you shout hooray for the Pennsylvania Dutchman, they will cover the ground for a number one down or a touch.
Everyone has agreed that you have to concede to the Dutchman.
Shout
hooray for the Pennsylvania Dutch.
If you shout hooray for the Pennsylvania Dutchman, every team that they play will be carried away on a crutch.
When they're out on the field, if they're wearing the shield of a Dutchman,
shout
hooray for the Pennsylvania Dutch.
Hooray!
Buckle down, Winsaki, buckle down. You can win
Winsaki if you buckle down. If you break their necks, if you make them wrecks, you can break the heck, so buckle down. Make 'em yell, Winsaki, make 'em yell. You can win Winsaki if you ring the bell. If you don't give in, take it on the chin. You are bound to win if you will only buckle down. If you fight, you'll chuckle at defeat. If you fight, your luck will not retreat. Knuckle down, Winsaki, knuckle down. You can win Winsaki if you buckle down. If you mow them down, if you go to town, you can wear the crown if you will only buckle down, Winsaki, buckle down. You can win Winsaki if you buckle down. You can break their necks, you can make them wrecks, you can break the heck, so buckle down. Make 'em yell, Winsaki, make 'em yell. You can win Winsaki if you ring the bell. If you don't give in, take it on the chin. You are bound to win if you will only buckle down. If you fight, you'll chuckle at defeat. If you fight, your luck will not retreat. Knuckle down, Winsaki, knuckle down. You can win Winsaki if you buckle down. If you mow them down, if you go to town, you can wear the crown if you will only knuckle down. Here comes the dirt bike. Beware of the dirt bike, 'cause I hear they're coming to our town. They got plans for everyone, and now I hear they're over their sophomore jinx. So you had better check it out. All hail the dirt bike. artificial interplanetary exploration. Thank you for the card with the cartooners, but you see there's nothing wrong with me. You think that's what you think, that's what they all say before I blow you away. By rocket to the moon, by airplane to the rocket, by taxi to the airport, by front door to the taxi, by throwing back the blanket hanging down the legs. By rocket to the moon, crawl to the rocket, by coughing at the airport, by limping to the taxi, by throwing back the blanket hanging down the withered leg. I got kicked. I got kicked in the head backstage at the Stone Pony. I got kicked in the head backstage at the Stone Pony, where I swore to the guy that the guy took his beer wasn't me. Me got kicked. Me got kicked in the head backstage at the Stone Pony. Me got kicked in the head backstage at the Stone Pony, where I swore to the guy that the guy took his beer was a guy dressed just like me. Not me. Not me. Not me.
Someone in a club tonight has stolen my ideas.
Hello.
Oh.
That doesn't need to be
What?
playing. I don't know sure if I think I was just sitting here writing in songs, so I'm not sure if oh no, we're going to play the Mesopotamians for a moment.
Right.
I did tell you what we're playing next.
Nope, that's Legendary Stardust Cowboy. By the way, anybody that's never listened before, we're good friends with the Legendary Stardust Cowboy, and he calls us pretty much every morning to tell us what he just got at 7-Eleven and things like he lost his credit card and just life for a cowboy in the big city. But that was World's Address, for the Joshua Freed remix for, is it Sam in L.A.? We have the Albany Venue song for Albany. Destination Moon for Sarah in Washington, D.C. Dirt Bike for Sunday in Arkansas. And Buckle Down Winsaki for Jackie in Indianapolis.
That's right. And got a request for Mesopotamians from a young listener in Iowa.
Yeah, Walden. Shout out to Walden.
And shout out to Iowa.
Yes.
Yay.
Several of us are from that state.
Yes.
Can anybody guess which ones?
Who has the most pronounced accent?
Oh, boy.
I don't think there's an Iowa
There's no
accent.
Iowan accent.
It either goes... Does the Iowa accent kind of transition from northern U.S. and Scandinavian-ish to southern at some point?
Well, I will say anything south of Des Moines is the South. So there's southern accent south of Des Moines.
Okay.
Get towards Missouri, yeah.
But no, Minnesota, Iowa, it's all the same. It's all awesome.
I will say that the Luss Hills in the Missouri River Valley are beautiful.
The LOESS.
The LOESS. Luss. Yes. Or
highly recommend. Or down around the Amana colonies. It's really
that
nice
is
down
also
there.
very pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are at least two good things about
There are
Iowa.
at least two good things.
You and I.
Captain Kirk.
Yes.
Captain Kirk was born there.
Yes.
Will be born
Will
there.
be born
Oh,
there.
God, that's right. Sorry. I'm not good with space and
Not
time.
nerdy enough. But thanks for all the requests. I am now up to 618.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. I know.
About 10 o'clock tonight.
I'll be to 7.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
But no, it's fantastic. And you said we're getting some more photos in as well.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic art. You guys got to check out the art. Go to tmbg.love/playlist. Not only is it the playlist, but also pictures people are sharing online. Amazing artwork. Also, pictures of people's views as they listen.
I love those.
I just got one from Glasgow. That's a wonderful view. Is that a castle? Let us know. Yeah, good stuff. All we're missing so far is food. No one shared what they're having for breakfast, lunch, dinner. I don't.
Probably all too excited about all that They Might Be Giants on the
just
radio
not
to
hungry.
even bother eating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up with that.
Anyway, if you want to add to Shelley's workload, 507-389-5678. That's the number to text your requests.
Pile on. The more the merrier.
Pile on.
I know we're putting you on the spot, but do you have any stories that you'd like to share right now from some listeners?
One moment, please.
If you don't know, or if you haven't been to tmbg.love yet, there is a link you can click on for stories where you can submit stories. And these are stories that, of course, have to do with the band or how maybe you first heard They Might Be Giants, or when you first fell head over heels in love with They Might Be Giants. Or maybe you met your spouse at a They Might Be Giants show, or maybe one time you asked John Flansburgh for station ID and wrote it on your hand, and you wrote it incorrectly. And so you were ballsy enough to ask him to redo it. And then he did it as Joan Jett. Maybe that happened to you.
I know that sounds weirdly specific, but that's only because it was.
Yeah, I'm just coming up with that off the top of my head.
Pulling it out of the ether.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you. So share your stories, and of course you can be anonymous with that if you want to be. But yeah, let's hear a story time.
Okay, this one is from Rebecca in Glasgow. Rebecca says, my dad and I never had that much in common, but I'll always remember the day it was me and him at a shopping center. I'd just gotten into They Might Be Giants, and there was one of their CDs for sale in a shop near us. He told me that he'd pay for the CD if I finished my slushie before he did, not knowing that he'd pay for it regardless. I remember being so proud of myself when I finished the drink before he did, anxiously waiting for him to play that CD that I earned all the way home. All of this time, no matter how much we struggled, I always remember being there, empty cup in hand, waiting to tell him how much I love Particle Man, as if he would be surprised, so he could appreciate how much buying it meant to me.
Oh, that's nice.
Particle Man?
Yes.
If you have any stories you'd like to share, swing by tmbg.love and click on the stories link and submit your stories there. We love to read those throughout They Might Be Playing They Might Be Giants Day.
Yeah.
And we only have slightly less than 10 and a half hours to go.
So little time.
I feel like sharing these stories might help harden or lessen the hardened heart of Shy Boy Tim.
I don't know.
Somebody says, I have to go off to work now, and you got to play this song right now.
Here's the thing about old Shy Boy
calls
Tim.
507-389-5678.
He's as cold as ice.
He's seen fire and he's seen rain.
Yes.
You've seen subtle days?
Sunny days that I thought would never end.
Subtle days?
Yeah.
Was it night? Was it day? It was so subtle I couldn't tell.
He said, fellas, it's been good to know ya.
Oh, boy.
And so you'll have to try real hard. 507-389-5678.
Doesn't hurt to try. I do know he's got a soft spot in his heart for babies.
Ventriloquist dummies.
And ventriloquist dummies.
And haunted dolls.
So if you can work that into the story somehow, it'd probably be to your benefit. Should we get back into music? So we've got Walden's requests.
All right.
The album that came out, the Elson. Every time I look at this album cover, I think I want to learn how to make paper mache masks, so I can make masks like what's on this album cover. So Walden, thank you for the reminder for a skill set that I need to acquire before next Halloween. Off of the album that has the very first smash hit song of the summer.
Right.
That I declared the year that this album came out.
Mm-hmm.
Take Out the Trash. And that has started something we've been doing for like 13 years, 12 years on the show. Oh,
God. Maybe even more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, every summer we declare a smash hit song of the summer. It's voted on by listeners. It's not
after I did the declaring this just
democracy now.
Yeah, our radio show used to be a police state, and then the people rose up, and now every summer they vote on what's going to be the smash hit song of the summer. So it has nothing to do with
Ben Finley smash hit song of the summer.
Thank you. Ben Finley smash hit song of the summer has nothing to do with major marketing budgets and major label releases. Sometimes the contenders are just like a dude in Germany that really likes Prince and he writes a song about it. And then our listeners vote on it.
Or a song from a K-Tel record.
Or a song from a K-Tel record that randomly shows up one day.
Yep.
So anyway, backstory.
So back to Mesopotamians. This is a song that you said would be the smash hit song of the summer. If you
I thought it should have been. Take Out the Trash was a very good smash hit song of the summer. But I would have.
You'd have Walden's vote.
I would. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Walden.
All right, here we go. On deck will be, I believe, Shiloh. All right, this is Mesopotamians.
Driving around from one end of this town to the other and back, but no one's ever seen us driving our Econoline van, and no one's ever heard of our band. We're the Mesopotamians, Sargon, Hammurabi, Ashurbanipal, and Gilgamesh, and they wouldn't understand a word we say, so we'll scratch it all down into the clay, half believing there will sometime come a day someone gives a damn, maybe when the concrete has crumbled to sand. We're the Mesopotamians, Sargon, Hammurabi, Ashurbanipal, and Gilgamesh, the Mesopotamish sun is beating down and making cracks in the ground, but there's nowhere else to stand in Mesopotamia, the kingdom where we secretly reign, the land where we invisibly rule as the Mesopotamians. Sargon, Hammurabi, Ashurbanipal, and Gilgamesh. This is my last stick of gum. I'm gonna cut it up so everybody else gets some, except for Ashurbanipal, who says my haircut makes me look like a Mohenjo-Daran. Hey, Ashurbanipal, I'm a Mesopotamian. Sargon, Hammurabi, Ashurbanipal, and Gilgamesh were the Mesopotamians. Sargon, Hammurabi, Ashurbanipal, and Gilgamesh. Hey man, I thought that you were dead. I thought you crashed your car. No man, I've been right here this whole time playing bass guitar for the Mesopotamians. We're the Mesopotamians. Sargon, Hammurabi, Ashurbanipal. Sargon, Hammurabi, Ashurbanipal, and Gilgamesh. We're the Mesopotamians. Sargon, Hammurabi, Ashurbanipal, Gilgamesh. In a world we call our home, there's lots of room to roam, plenty of time to turn the sticks into rhyme. There's a place for those who love their poetry. It's just across from the sign that says prose only. So leave me like a band with a chick singer, say, grab a D with a wally drum on, tippy deep into the R&DC with a loop to the way we know. For everyone with dollar signs in his eyes, there must be hundreds that look at you as if you're some kind of rhythm section wanted. No others need apply to the rhythm section wanted. I'll tell you why. Hats off the new age hairstyle made. Bounce hats off the use of hats as megaphones speak softly. Drive a Sherman tank. Laugh hard at song right to the bank. Do you sing like Olive on purpose? You guys must be into the Eurythmics. For everyone with dollar signs in his eyes, there must be hundreds that look at you as if you're some kind of rhythm section wanted. No others need apply to the rhythm section wanted. And here's the reason why. Hats off to the new age hairstyle made of bones. Hats off to the use of hats as megaphones speak softly. Drive the Sherman tank. Laugh hard, it's a long way to the bank. You sing like Olive Oil on purpose. You guys must be into the Eurythmics. For everyone with dollar signs in his eyes, there must be hundreds that look at you as if you're some kind of rhythm section wanted. No others need apply to the rhythm section wanted. And here's the reason why. Rhythm section wanted. No others need apply to the rhythm section wanted. And here's the reason why. With no place in the processional and no seat in the convention hall, I sold my mind to the Kremlin on the 4th of July. I was wearing a Yoda mask. You were talking like Lou Ferrigno. A hat made of paper, a vest made of ugly, an intercom with just one button. This bag is almost empty. That was your sole communication from unimproved roads on the 4th of July. Fishing holes don't exist, and country music with all those lists of things from yesterday you can no longer get. Let's talk about Patty Hearst, Skeletor, and Charles Manson, breaking close the hospitals for the mentally ill. Train stations filled up with the mentally ill, and I'm singing into a tape recorder, trapped in this thing that I can't get away from. This bag is almost empty. That was your sole communication from unimproved roads on the 4th of July. No place in the processional and no seat in the convention hall. I sold my mind to the Kremlin on the 4th of July. With no place in the processional and no seat in the convention hall, I sold my mind to the Kremlin on the 4th of July.
Year after year, though every dream of a pony would end in tears, the cake was lit, and as you blew the candles out, your heart refilled, and every year your dream was killed. It may take an ocean of whiskey and time to wash all of the letdown out of your mind, and this may not be the thing you requested, but I am the answer to all your prayers. All this time, interested agents have been eavesdropping upstairs. When will you recognize that I am the answer to all your prayers? You ordered well, they brought you medium rare. You were promised fare, and in response a clap of thunder broke the air. The weather changed, the sky went black, and then it rained. It may take an ocean of whiskey and time to wash all of the letdown out of your mind, and this may not be the item you selected, but I am the answer to all your prayers. All this time, the surveillance machine has been all up in your affairs. When will you realize that I am the answer to all your prayers? It might seem like a thankless existence, but don't lose hope just yet. You'll be remembered for your persistence, and this is the thanks you get. You wanted tall, I came in under 5'4", then you asked for dark. I tend to sunburn a lot. As for handsome, well, can't help you there, so make of it what you will. It may take an ocean of whiskey and time to wash all of the letdown out of your mind, and I may not be the one you expected, but I am the answer to all your prayers. All this time, interested agents have been eavesdropping upstairs. When will you get that I am the answer to all your prayers? All this time, They are crowding the stage of these hallowed confines, representing the parties who here are enshrined, the 100-odd figures of men wearing suits who in sum constitute the assembly of the House of Men. Stacked in columns and rows, dressed in period clothes, here a wig, there a pince, snares affixed to a nose, and the full compliments in attendance at the House of Men. 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 And they're all up there on the stage, and we're introduced to them all, and they're all still standing up there when the last tour exits the hall. The effect is so real that it's chilling to watch as the creaking automata lurch into action and act out historical deeds and make speeches, sign legislation, and turn their heads and blink their eyes. Though the room has a faintly musty smell, you forget where you are under their spell, and the spell that was cast is the ballot for the House of Mayors.
George Finby, Alexander Wigmore, Patrick O'Barr, Conrad Spectacle, Carl Van Creek, Antonio Bottom.
They are all still standing in there, in the dark, in there in the night. Similarity lurks under styles of mustache. He's uneven, lawyer, and that is attached to the woman, to the infraction of fashion, and some of their face look too much out of place, would it spoil it for everyone else? Some express disappointment when leaving the hall. Some feel cheated or bad, better mind what I know. The next act of the show is an infinite proof of honor. By cheers, in a big room upstairs in the house of the yet to be mayors. Somebody's here on business, shooting mesmeric glances across a crowded bazaar. She's got a bag of gabbets, a scheme wrapped in a blueprint, a quiver filled with desire. The arching brow and the adhesive beauty mold. Try though she may, she'll never peel away your soul. You got the heart of a tractor. Here comes a stack of handsome, six-pack of strong and silent. The flowers wilt in his wake. Unruminative action, undaunted by resistance. The butter meets the hot steak. Although he seized his pick of all that he surveys, he's met his match in your uncompromising
That was Tractor going out to Brian in Invergrove Heights, Minnesota.
Before that, House of Mayors for Lydia in Connecticut and Patrick in New Jersey. It's kicking in for RJ in Atlanta.
Yeah. Love that one.
Answer for Preston in Kentucky. Sold My Mind to the Kremlin for Victor in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Rhythm Section 1 ad for Shiloh in Phoenix. And Mesopotamians going out to our pal Walden in Iowa.
Boy, you guys, we're 3 minutes away from hour number 2.
It is flying by.
Yeah, it really is.
Being in the bucket. Yeah. Thank you for all the requests coming in, and love the positivity, and definitely love your willingness to not complain if you're not hearing your song right away. So I do appreciate that as well. And if we are getting some doubles coming in, so I'm trying to catch those as we can, but sometimes they're for songs that I have already played. So if you requested that, we didn't mention you on the air, it goes out to you as well. So yeah, it's just a whole lot of fun going on. Have we had any food pictures come in yet?
Yes, we do. I think there are 2 food pictures.
Do I need to see food right now?
Are you still in TMBG country, Tim?
No, people showed up, so I left. It was fun while it lasted.
Ghosted them.
Now it's too commercial now.
The thing you like most about communities is that you get to walk away from them.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Oh, yeah, there we go.
What? That's horrible.
Sweet cereal.
Food. Okay, show us your food. And I found this by going to the playlists at tmbg.love, where Tom is sharing photos of mini wheats.
Maybe next year I'll change this up, but right now it's in playlist.
Is that redundant? It says mini wheats. Minis.
Mini wheat minis.
Mini wheat minis.
What? Isn't that just kind of in the title?
Yeah. And then what is Wednesday cereal? Like,
how much more mini could they get? And the answer is none.
None more
mini.
None.
But Pops goes to 11. Sorry. See what happens when you send a photo?
They might be Giants, then Puppet
critical.
Show.
We get very critical of your photos. I'm going to look at the pets. Oh,
I have some stories.
Okay.
Boy, so far everybody's got cats and not a dog in sight.
Come on, dog people.
And some horses.
Oh, yeah, there's a horse. There's 2 horses. Yeah.
There's one that looks like puppers.
And some Pikachus.
What?
Pikachu? We're at the top of the hour already. We're going to be starting off this next hour with Owen's request from the Philippines. And we love it when we get texts or requests from folks across the seas. So thank you for that. We did talk about, sometimes people say that they're not sure if their text messages get through to us. We have been getting some international ones. In fact, I see there's one from Poland, from Ray. But if for some reason it doesn't go through or it bounces back, how can folks request a song, Tom? I'm laying this all on your shoulders.
Well, I guess I don't know. That's really up to you how you want to handle them, Shelley. I've just been really encouraging people just to text to keep it simple for you. So,
okay.
There was a person who had a question about texting from overseas, and I just gave them the texting number, and they did it and it went through. So
I would say, worst case, if it does bounce back to you, drop us an email at shufflefunction@hotmail.com. That's where you can reach us.
Sure. Yeah.
All the time.
I'm checking the emails.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So let's do that. Because we want to make sure we can hear from you. I got to do this, station ID, because we're at the top of the hour. By the way, 1 hour away from John Flansburgh's interview.
Tense up, everybody.
You are listening to local independent public radio, The Maverick, KMSU, FMNHD Mankato, KMSK Austin, broadcasting from the campus of Minnesota State University, Mankato. Big ideas and real-world thinking. Let's get into the music, and we'll be right back. This is Infinity, going out to Owen.
to 10. Count on my nose 100 times, I'd rather not again. 20 is easy and 100 no sweat. But there's one number I just can't get. Infinity, infinity. How can I reach infinity? Well, I count up all day and then one more just to see. But when will I reach infinity? Well, with tons of patience and even more smarts, I count above 100,000 million, billion, trillion, billion. Race to the moon and back again. I'm catching up, you know I might win. Infinity, infinity. How can I reach infinity? It's the highest number there could possibly be, but I'm gonna reach infinity. My tail and follow its tracks. If I run around in circles, I'll never make it back. Oh, figure of 8 goes around, 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 around. Infinity, infinity. Who's gonna beat infinity? So add it up, I just might win. If you help me figure out just where it ends and it begins, then I just might catch, and you just might see that I'm gonna reach infinity.
I thought that song would go on a little longer.
Wow.
Since it was called Infinity. But I guess it's got to come to an end sometime. What is going on behind you? Holy cow.
I know. It's a festival of snacks here in the bunker, the radio bunker.
As God is my witness, we shall not go hungry this day.
We shall not have healthy food.
We shall not have healthy
for the next
food.
10 hours.
No. I mean, maybe the granola bars are marginally healthy, but everything else is not.
That's okay. You need comfort food when you're working your behind off for 12 hours.
I'll take quick blasts of energy over the next 10 hours. That's how you survive. And welcome to They Might Be Playing, They Might Be Giants. If you're just tuning in, this is the 12-hour festival of all things TMBG. We're about an hour away from an interview with John Flansburgh that Shelley and I did about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And we had to pre-record because the boys are on tour in the UK right now. So John and John were incredibly generous with their time, of course, because they're just that kind of kind of duo.
Yeah.
And so we hope you like the interview. We thought it was a lot of fun. As usual, they're very, very generous with their time. And we'll have the Linnell interview at 1 o'clock Central Standard Time today.
Yeah. Now, if you are just tuning in, we're playing All They Might Be Giants for Tom and Chantil's They Might Be Playing They Might Be Giants day sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
Would you guys like to just because it's very rare that we get to hear from you because Tom is just dialed in. And so if you'd like to introduce yourselves, tell us where you're from and
favorite They Might Be Giants song.
Favorite Might Be the Giant song, and what is your...
Which is always a great question.
What is your current obsession?
Always a great question to ask somebody 10 seconds before they have to answer it.
Wow.
What's your favorite They Might Be Giants song?
Well, they can start with their names first.
All right.
No, you can't. You have to start with...
Something you know.
I'm Chantil. from Fairmont, Minnesota, southern Minnesota. Just off the top of my head, I have to say Dirt Bike is one of my top songs.
Good one.
But that's a Sophie's
know.
choice.
I
There are
know.
so many. And what am I obsessed with? What have I been obsessed with ever since Tim gave me this book? One day, Tim was giving out
you
World
mean
Book Days.
me.
You
That
were
was
giving
my
it?
book.
Was it your book? Oh my gosh. Okay.
But Tim probably gave it to you.
I probably handed it to you.
Shelley gave it to Tim, and then Tim gave it to me. The book is Wild by Cheryl Strayed, about her hike on the Pacific Crest Trail, and ever after that, that's all I can talk about. Just ask Tom. I love backpacking. So,
I
and
thought
make
she was
Tom-
going to say, I love it when Tim gives me
I love
gifts.
it when Tim gives me gifts.
Can't
too.
shut me up
I mean,
about it.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I'm pretty proud of is that people actually like it when I give them gifts. So,
Yeah.
you know.
It was awesome. Life changing, honestly. So,
Well, and you
books.
just finished the trail.
I did another portion this summer. So in 2022, I did a portion of the PCT in Washington State. I went from the Columbia River to the town of Stehekin, which was 462 miles. And then this summer, we were going to go back and start in Stehekin and continue hiking north into Canada. However, forest fires closed a portion of that trail, that section of the trail. So we had to pivot and go to the Columbia River and hike south from there down to some Forest Service road in northern Oregon. But it was also beautiful, lots of waterfalls, and Mount Hood. So we got to see Mount Hood and go to the Timberline Lodge.
Any Bigfoot stories since you're around Mount Hood? Because that's prime
Bigfoot
spot.
territory.
Right.
We did see a museum about Bigfoot.
We tried to go to the museum, but it was closed.
Was it the one in Boring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is Cliff Barrickman's museum.
Yeah.
From Finding Bigfoot.
He was not open that day that we were able to go.
He was
But
probably out squatching.
he was, I bet. As one does.
Does do that several times a week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And did you know that the Timberline Lodge was the exterior scene of the hotel in The Shining?
Not the Overlook?
Well, the Overlook is in Colorado, correct?
I think the interiors were shot there, but the exteriors...
That makes sense because when you see pictures of it, the Overlook, it doesn't look like what's in the movie.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was exciting.
Did you stay there?
We had,
come off the trail and stay somewhere.
You could
super fancy.
Was it haunted? Did you see ghosts?
Oh my gosh! The trail literally goes right past the lodge, and we had some tasty buffet meals there, but we did not stay there. Tom found us a little ski chalet in the town of Government Camp, and so we stayed at. That was more like at the base of the mountain.
Well. I hope nobody from Government Camp is listening, but honestly, I'm sure that was just put down as like, oh, we have a government camp there.
Right.
Nobody with any kind of creativity came along and said, let's give this
a better name. I think that's where the folks that were building the lodge were camping while building the lodge, because it was a WPA and CCC and federal arts program project.
Okay.
Sure.
That's cool.
So it's just amazing to think like these folks did not have a whole lot of machinery or any of that kind of stuff. They were doing all of this by hand with a lot of the materials were things that they could either harvest on the site or, repurpose. Like they took, they melted down old metal parts and made the hinges and all of these amazing metal, fixtures in the hotel. It's gorgeous.
It's fantastic.
Would highly recommend visiting there.
Okay.
And Tom.
Oh,
but
yes.
Wait,
what's Tom obsessed with?
You didn't hear any like wood knocks or anything while you're.
We did take a tour, but it was not like not really looking for paranormal.
But I mean, when you're in the woods.
She's talking about Bigfoot.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Squatching.
Yeah.
Ghosts. Dime a dozen.
We're talking about something real.
Come on.
Come on.
Nothing?
Sorry.
That's okay. Nothing came into camp.
Nothing came into camp. They were watching us from afar, I'm sure.
You want to believe.
I do.
Sure.
I mean, it would be pretty amazing.
You ever heard like a whoop or anything?
No, not from someone who wasn't in my hiking party. I was hiking with my very good friend Mary and my sister-in-law Jen, and then Tom was our trail support team, and so he would meet us at the trailheads and resupply us and help get us some showers, and so that we could
hold you while you were crying.
Yes, when we didn't see Sasquatch, then he comforted us.
Yeah.
Everybody needs someone like that in their life.
Yes.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Tom. I live with her. Let's see. Favorite song? It would change every day you ask me, but I was just thinking. Currently, I might say "The Darlings of Lumberland" is catchy AF. And what's the second question?
What are you obsessed with?
Obsessed with. I guess I could do a shameless plug. I have a website called southernminnesotaguide.com.
Mm-hmm.
I love we go for hikes, such as on the PCT, and take pictures, and I share that online. So if you're looking for some nature shots,
beautiful
and
pictures.
360 photos,
360 photos,
which are groovy and kind of mind-bending.
The most recent pictures are from that Oregon trip. So southernminnesotaguide.com.
Those are good obsessions. How about you, sir?
Well, right now I'm obsessed with how the legendary Stardust Cowboy keeps calling. I talked to him earlier, and he said that his underwear had frozen to the clothesline last night because it got down to 48 degrees in San Jose.
48.
I know. I said, that's how warm it got here yesterday. And he was unimpressed.
Wow.
That's your obsession?
That's my right now, it is.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not the wall of snacks?
Not yet.
Okay.
But check back around 1 o'clock. I'm sure I'll give you a different answer.
Boy, you could take a picture of your wall of snacks and put it in the food.
Yes.
Yep, we should do that.
Shall do that.
True.
We shall do that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for breaking news.
My name is Shelley. I am from Mankato, Minnesota. Not originally, but I've lived here since I was 10. My favorite They Might Be Giants song, it's going to change a lot, but I am going to go with Pet Name right now. And my latest obsession is Bigfoot, but we don't need to talk more about that. What am I obsessed with as of late? Radio dramas still, even though kind of wrapped up one radio drama, but we've got another one coming.
I forgot to mention my favorite track right now is the one where it's the phone call and the guy says, I don't know, Gloria.
Oh.
That's my favorite.
They could be giants. Yeah. Well, let's get into the music, and want to remind folks once again, you can call or text us with your requests. Only call if it's a dire emergency. You need to hear your song right now, and then you're going to have to get past Shy Boy Tim's gatekeeping.
Yep.
But give it a shot if it's something you got to do. Otherwise, text us at 507-389-5678. By the way, I'm looking at Sarah from Aurora, Colorado's dogs, and they are adorable. If you want to flip that, you guys can see.
Aww.
And you can also hang out with folks a couple of places. You can go to tmbg.love and click on the playlist. You can see all the photos. You can submit photos. You can submit photos by doing what the kids call tagging.
You can tag
tagging
us.
tmbg.love.
And if you're lucky enough to not be on social media, you can also email them to ask@tmbg.love.
There you go.
All right.
And you can also go to Miscellaneous Tea if you're not a member of that. That is my all-time favorite group page for things that I'm a part of, because it's just a fantastic community. And shout out to all the folks that run that, and to John in particular, but to everybody that participates on that page. If you ever have a question, They Might Be Giants related, that is the place to go and find your answers. That's Miscellaneous Tea if you are looking for a place to hang out as well.
And that's on the Facebooks.
Yeah. And, KMSU's got a website.
That's true. KMSU.org. You can find playlists and schedules and download links for the KMSU app.
You can see what Tim and I are up to the other 300 and something days a year, other than playing They Might Be Giants, which tends to happen.
You know, it was just a week ago that we spent 3 solid hours digging into the mystery of what happened to Paul McCartney in 1966 and why he was replaced by a lookalike.
Did you guys catch that there's a backwards message in Wonderful Christmas Time?
I believe you played it.
Yeah.
We discovered that on the air live, and we heard something, and then the listeners confirmed it without us saying what we heard. So that's true.
You would think by now we would have learned everything. No, every year there's something new pieces of evidence. It's
I think
amazing.
even researchers get tired of playing records backwards and not finding anything, so that's probably why we were able to find this new message.
Yeah, so you can go to the KMSU.org website, find Shuffle Function, that's the name of our show, and you can listen to our archive shows. Or, the one thing that I've loved over the years is that folks tend to just hang out with us after this day is over with. We get texts all the time from people listening in who are They Might Be Giants fans.
Yeah.
So,
quite a few people from around the country and around the globe that continue to listen to the morning show after this day. And so thanks for sticking around,
invited
everybody.
to do that as well. Check us out. You can stream us. You can download that fancy app we have, KMSU app. And
just getting fancier every day.
You can listen to it at your leisure. And, of course, you can listen to Minnesota Music Channel on there, too, if you want to see what we're all about. Minnesota. So we've got a request coming up that's going out to a couple people that requested it that I know of so far. Melissa in Verona, Wisconsin, and Penny in Cincinnati would like to hear Am I Awake? So that's going to start off this set. And, boy, about 41 minutes away from our first interview with John Flansburgh. So stick around for that. All right, here we go.
Am I awake? What time is it? When I get through this day, can someone tell me how and how much longer now am I awake? The coffee's cold, did I forget to drink it yet? Did I forget? My clothes are wet, I don't remember drinking it. When I get through this part, will the next one be the same? Will I be wondering if I'm awake? These are not the clothes I had on when I went to bed, and something else besides my head is growing from my head. And when I close my eyes, it looks the same as when I open them again. Am I awake? What time is it? Is it that time again? Wasn't it already then? So does it have to be the time it was again? When I get through this day, can someone tell me how and how much longer now am I awake? Through this day, can someone tell me
And how much longer now am I awake? When I get through this day, can someone tell me how? And how much longer now am I awake?
I saw the best minds of my generation destroyed by madness, starving, hysterical. I should be allowed to glue my poster. I should be allowed to think. I should be allowed to glue my poster. I should be allowed to think. I should be allowed to think. I should be allowed to think. And I should be allowed to blurt the merest idea if by random whim one occurs to me. If necessary, leave paper stains on the gray utility pole. I saw the worst bands of my generation applied by magic marker to drywall. I should be allowed to shoot my mouth off. I should have a calling show. I should be allowed to glue my poster. I should be allowed to think. I should be allowed to think. I should be allowed to think. And I should be allowed to blurt the merest idea if by random whim one occurs to me. If necessary, leave paper stains on the gray utility pole. I am not allowed to ever come up with a single original thought. I am not allowed to make the criminal government agent who oppresses me. I was the worst hope of my generation, destroyed by madness, starving, hysterical. I should be allowed to share my feelings. I should be allowed to feel. I should be allowed to glue my poster. I should be allowed to think. I should be allowed to think. I should be allowed to think. And I should be allowed to blurt the merest idea if by random whim one occurs to me. But sadly this can never be. I am not allowed to think. 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 The sun is a mass of incandescent gas, a gigantic nuclear furnace where hydrogen is built into helium at a temperature of millions of degrees. Yo ho, it's hot. The sun is not a place where we could live, but here on Earth there'd be no life without the light it gives. We need its light, we need its heat, we need its energy. Without the sun, without a doubt, there'd be no you and me. The sun is a mass of incandescent gas, a gigantic nuclear furnace where hydrogen is built into helium at a
are caused by the nuclear reaction between hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, and helium.
The sun is a mass of incandescent gas, a gigantic nuclear furnace, where hydrogen is built into helium at a temperature of millions of degrees.
I'm so tired of your lies and the evil things you're doing behind my back are the crimes that you have never committed. I doubt it sometimes. I wonder when will you die. You're insane. You are bad. You wreck everything you touch and you're a sociopath. There's just one thing that everyone's wondering, when will you die? School children stay at home and all the banks will close. Each year will mark the date on which we celebrate. I know how, I know why. I can picture every part of your comeuppance except for the one remaining piece of the puzzle, which is when you'll die. This is Dan, and that's Dan, and there's Marty on the drums to complete the band. And I'm John, and he is also John, and all of us are wondering when you're gonna die. Still you live, you go on, but you're running out the clock, and if we knew how long, I'd be counting down the days until the lovely one on which you're gone. On that promised morning, we will wake and greet the dawn, knowing that your wicked life is over and that we will carry on. We'll exhale, we'll high five, we will know at last how great it is to be alive. We'll be lining up and buying tickets, and then we'll be jumping don't want to be first in line to see Mrs. Train. I expect that it doesn't matter to Mrs. Train. Being comfortable with yourself and being patient and taking your time are the things that Mrs. Train can understand. I've never seen a train like this before, but then again, there's never been a train like this before, like Mrs. Train. And someone's got to be the one to declare that they want to be next in line to see Mrs. Train. But I don't want to be first in line to see Mrs. Train. I expect that it doesn't matter to Mrs. Train. Being patient and taking your time are things the train can understand. And I'll be happy when I finally take her hand. There's never been a train like this before. Someone's got to be the one at the head of the line to first see Mrs. Train. But I'm not in any rush to head the line, and so the line has a missing hand. And I don't want to be first in line to see the missing hand. I expect that it doesn't matter to the missing hand. Being patient and taking your time are things that a head can understand. And I'll be happy when I finally take its hand. There's never been a head like this before. Someone's got to be the one at the head of the line to first see the missing hand. But I'm not in any rush to head the line, and so the line has a missing hand. And I don't want to be first in line to see the missing hand. I expect that it doesn't matter to the missing hand. Being patient and taking your time are things a head can understand. And I'll be happy when I finally take its hand. And I don't want to be first in line to the missing hand. I expect that it doesn't matter to the missing hand. Being patient and taking your time are things that a head can understand. And I'll be happy when I finally take its hand. I don't want to be first in line to the missing hand. I expect that it doesn't matter to the missing hand. Being patient and taking your time are things that a head can understand. And I'll be happy when I finally take its hand. Well, I got the invitation that you sent to everyone, and I told you family picnics weren't exactly my idea of fun. You replied that everyone but me said they were going to come, which is how you talked me into going to the reunion. When you said everyone, you really meant it. My brother the Ape, my brother the Ape. I received the photos you sent, and I don't regret that I went, or the sight of everybody stiffly posing under one tent. But I don't feel I belong, and I keep wanting to escape. And I fail to see the likeness between me and my brother the Ape. They all kept saying how much we look alike. I don't think that we look alike at all, but I'll admit that I look more like a chimp than I look like my cousin the shrimp, or my distant kin the lichens, or the snowy egret, or the moss. And I find it hard to recognize some relatives of ours, like the rotifer, the sycamore, iguanas, and sea stars. My brother the Ape, my brother the Ape. can tell my sister the cow that I meant to thank her for the gorgonzola, and I'll allow that I've been acting like a stranger, but you guys are all so strange. Though I think of what I'm like and I can see we're all the same. So this time next year we'll meet at my place. My brother the ape, my brother the
ape. That was My Brother the Ape. Let's see where from Sam to Aaron in the Netherlands, and I wonder if that is Sam's brother.
Fancy.
What was that? I'm sorry.
Goedemiddag. I've been trying to learn Dutch on Duolingo, and now is my chance.
It was either that or Klingon. I couldn't tell. Before that, it was Mrs. Train for Brandy in Rhode Island. Can't Keep Johnny Down for John in L.A. When Will You Die for Shane in Gettysburg and Mandy in Pittsburgh.
You're a fine girl.
Why does the sun shine for Sophie?
Yeah, I hope you see
The
Bigfoot,
Sophinator.
Sophie. Yeah.
And then I Should Be Allowed to Think for Simone, and Am I Awake for Penny in Cincinnati, and Melissa in Verona, Wisconsin. You may fire when ready.
I may fire. Programming is supported by the St. Peter Food Co-op in Delhi, now featuring organic cranberries, Rochdale baby Swiss cheese, Smart Chicken organic whole chicken. Membership is not necessary to shop. Everyone is welcome every day. You'll find them at 228 Mulberry Street, just off of Highway 169. More at stpeterfood.coop.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mitten Durgan.
Well, it's afternoon there, so I said good afternoon in Dutch.
And I just said,
Goedemorgen.
Good job.
Daar. Next year.
In Dutch.
Yeah. Dankjewel.
We wanted to talk
Donkeyville?
Welcome to Donkeyville.
Where's that?
We wanted to talk about the coloring contest.
Yeah, we haven't even talked about it, and there are already nearly 100 votes on it. So we have this coloring contest every year, and you can now we got 14 entries this year, and they're all amazing. And if you go to tmbg.love/vote, you can see all of the entries. You can click on the thumbnails to see them nice and big, because a lot of them have some great detail. So definitely zoom in and check them out. And then you are being asked to vote for your 3 favorite submissions, because you can't just pick one. And 3 is tough.
3 is tough. They're really good entries this year. I mean, they're always great, but man.
Yeah, there's some spectacular, so many creative people out there.
Oh, boy.
So vote for your top 3. And not only are the artists themselves in the running for prizes, but the voters are too. So we're paying for votes, and we'll randomly select a couple of voters for prizes as well. So please make sure that you enter your email address, because if we draw your name, we'll contact you and you get a prize.
All right, tmbg.love/vote.
Good stuff.
Vote for art.
Yeah, and you were commenting on the photo submissions under the art section on the playlist are incredible. I haven't had a chance to look.
Very cool art.
But
it out.
Keep them coming. Yeah, and you can find those by clicking, if you go to tmbg.love, click playlists,
and then
you can find it.
Show us your art.
Yeah, there's blog posts for the playlist themselves by hour. Also, photos people are sending in, either by email to ask@tmbg.love or tag us on social media, and we'll find it and share it from there.
Yeah, I love it that folks are doing that, and I love that. As much as I like talking to the Johns live, it's kind of nice that I'm going to have an hour to maybe look at some of these things.
Yeah,
I normally don't get that opportunity to do that at all. So, and to try to catch up with, I should say I'm into 7 o'clock for requests.
Our
Yay.
coming right along. We are running pre-recorded interviews this year with the Johns, and Flansburgh is coming up in a little over 15 minutes.
Yep. Yep. And we've had a number of people requesting End of the Tour, and I'm going to play that at the
end of the
at the end of
6
the
o'clock
tour
tonight. Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, so thank you for that. But keep the requests coming, 507-389-5678. And if you need to hear a song right now, the Flans interview is about an hour and 6 minutes, so we won't be playing things during that, of course, for requests. But after that, we'll get back into it. But that's the number to get in touch with us. And if you're having any problems with something bouncing back, you can drop us an email at shufflefunction@hotmail.com. And so just want to throw that out there as well. And let's get back into the songs. I've got, for Vincent in England, Hovering Sombrero. And coming up for Pamster in Buffalo, who says, Go Bills. The Vikings playing the Bills this weekend? I don't know what's going on with that.
They were just playing last night.
I think the Chiefs and the Bills played last night.
Okay. Oh, I hope the Bills won. Anybody know?
I don't know.
Yeah, if only there was a way for us to find out.
There's no way.
It's one of
know
those
the
things that's
unknowable.
lost to the ages at this point. I'll try to pay attention next
I would
year.
root for the Bills in that game, too.
So I've got those queued up, and we're just keep running through until we get up to that interview time. All right, so here's my problem. They're both the same track, and I don't know which CD player went into one. Let me see if I can figure it out quick. Okay, I think it's going to be this one.
Hey, hovering sombrero, gently waving in the air above the meadow, softly floating in the sky outside the window. Hovering sombrero, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be terrified. When you take yourself for granted, feel rejected and unwanted. No, you're never just a hatch. You're never only just a hatch, you know. Hovering sombrero, hovering sombrero. Time is flying like an arrow, and the clock hands go so fast they make the wind blow, and it makes the pages of the calendar go flying out the window one by one, till 100 years are on the front lawn, and the old familiar things are mostly all gone, but the old sombrero just keeps hovering on. Hovering sombrero, hover on. Don't be burdened by regrets or make your feelings an obsession, or become embittered or possessed by ruined hopes. Remember, when you take yourself for granted, feel rejected and unwanted. No, you're never just a hatch. You're never only just a hatch, you know. Hovering sombrero, hovering sombrero. By the time you hear this, it will be too late. By the time you hear this, I'll be far away. Moving out at the break of dawn, moving out past the guns and pawn. All of those times that I missed you, but you weren't missing me. You called it self-improvement. Up at dawn and sleepy and yawning, still the taste of wine. Then I remember you're mine, and I've got a world that's fine. What's before me? Routines that bore me. Punch the clock at 8. But what a lucky guy I am. I've got a world that's great. Atom bombs, Cape Canaveral and false alarms. Half the universe is up in arms. So I flip a little too until I'm holding you. What's the hassle? I'll buy the castle. We can live like kings if we're together forever. I've got a world that you've got, a world that we've got, a world that swings. I'd like to take you on this wild, wonderful venture. Fly like a kite through space, no strings. I don't want to lose that bell that rings. I've got a world that you've got, a world that we've got, a world that swings. We've got a world that swings. We've got a world that swings. We've got a world that swings. I can't remember the dream that I had last night, but I woke with delight and excitement. And then when I tried to remember the dream that I had last night, it was gone, but the feeling I had in the dream stayed on. When I'm awake and I look around me, I can faithfully report everything that I see. Most of my memories tend to be sad, so I wish I could remember the dream that I had. I can't remember the dream that I had last night. If I could, I would write it out, underline the highlights of the dream that would now redefine my life. Be a new roadmap, affirmation and guiding light. When I'm awake, I know all that I see and remember it with photographic accuracy. Most of my memories tend to be bad, and I'm sad I can't remember the dream that I had. Why can't I remember it when I can't forget unpleasant thoughts? I want to push them away. They creep like weeds that cover all the flower beds. I can't remember the dream that I had last night, but the simple fact that my mind could concoct such a thing as the incredible dream that I had last night is a clue to the key to a door to a world like that. My daily life doesn't interest me. It's a never
Going out to Kevin in Vermont. I can't remember the dream.
On 89.7 The Maverick. Before that, we've got A World That Swings for Marlo in Atlanta. Moonbeam Rays for the Pamster in Buffalo.
Love that Pamster.
Yeah, Pamster. And then Hovering Sombrero for Vincent in UK.
Vincent.
We have a dream-related story to share from Audrey from Northish, Georgia, the U.S. state, not the cool country, she says. Yeah,
that cracked up Chantel.
I liked it. So Audrey's been thinking about this day a long time. I've been thinking about it so much that I actually had a dream related to it. Well, nightmare, actually. Basically, I was invited to this conference type thing where you could go and ask people questions. I don't even know how I got there. I just appeared in the hall. It was almost like a schoolroom, but that's not important. What was important was that John Linnell himself was there, and I had the chance to ask him that very question I had submitted. So exciting! I went up to him, said my greetings, and then opened my notes to read him my question, but for some reason I just could not get the words out of my mouth. I stammered and I said every variant of and ah and but it was no use. There was some invisible block keeping me from inquisiting the man, and John was getting super mega annoyed. I'm sure real life Linnell would politely wait for an answer or just take action and read it himself, but for some reason the dream John was an absolute jerk. He got on his phone in the middle of me stammering and then scoffed at my efforts, and eventually he just left the conference saying something really, really harsh. I was too polite to retaliate, so I didn't even try to chase him or anything. I just stood there in my agony. But then I woke up, and I'm glad real life John Linnell is much nicer than my jerk dream John. I hope. You tell me. Have a nice day. Love you guys.
See, this is why people never schedule conferences on opposite day.
Evil John Linnell.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing your story. Now, you can, if you've got a story you want to share, feel free to go to tmbg.love on the onlines and the internets, both of them.
Right.
And click on stories, and you could submit that. And I believe you can keep it anonymous if you want to keep it anonymous as well. And then we'll be reading them throughout the day. And so thank you to everybody that is sharing that. It's inevitably, at some point, we're going to hear a story that's going to make me cry today, and and then maybe another story that makes Tom get snort number 2 in.
I'm doing my best, Shelley.
That was big sigh number 1.
Okay, do we have a big side jar this year?
No,
I don't think next year. Next year. But we are just a couple of minutes away from airing the interview that we did with John Flansburgh, and so hopefully you guys are going to stick around for that. It's a little over an hour long. I'm going to get a chance to catch up with some of these requests that are coming in. Boy, if you think of something that you want to ask the Johns, submit it for next year. But John Linnell's interview is at 1:00 as well, and I can't wait to just hear the stuff that I think people are going to freak out about.
Yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff that comes up.
Yeah,
and come to tmbg.love, go to the playlist for hour 4 for the interview, and leave comments of your thoughts.
Oh yeah,
that'd be
there.
great.
It'd be great to hear what people have to say as we're all listening, because Chantel and I have not heard this yet, so we'll be on the edge of our seats like the rest of you. So.
Sorry. So we're coming up on the top of the hour. I'm going to do the station ID, and then we're going to get into the interview. Any parting last words, since we won't be on the air for an hour?
I'd like to say one quick thing. We've been talking a lot about the art people have been submitting.
Yeah.
Longtime listener, Dr. Ray Gunn in the UK, has a special eBay auction of one of her pieces of art.
Oh, cool.
Oh, yes.
If you go to the playlist, find the art, show us your art blog post, there's a link to her eBay page. And the proceeds for her auction are going to go to Disasters Emergency Committee for aid in Gaza.
Oh,
so,
fantastic.
Great. So please, everybody, check that out.
Awesome.
And I love, I'm going through the text, and this came in, a little bit ago, but from Bob in Hudson, who was last year's random vote winner, and he wants to thank you for that when he voted for the coloring contest. And he says, I hope my boss isn't back on that old time is money kick as I'm sitting around my desk listening to They Might Be Playing They Might Be Giants all day.
Okay.
If you get into some trouble, let us know. We can write you a letter.
Yeah.
Not a letter of recommendation, because hopefully they're not going to fire you, but a letter explaining why you got to let them listen to this all day long. So to the bosses who are being very lenient today, thank you. And again, you can always listen to us with headphones on or a little earpiece maybe. So you guys ready?
Ready.
You bet.
You ready for this?